Hey people, welcome back to Wok Drop. So today we're continuing on with our 36 spices video, and today's spice that we have chosen is Bājiǎo. So Bājiǎo is star anise. Okay, so star anise is the sun-dried fruit of the evergreen tree. It's when it turns ripe, then it turns into this like 8-pointed star like this. So that's what the meaning of Bājiǎo means, is the 8 points, 8-pointed star. So it's dried, it turns a reddish brown color, has a really strong anisey flavor. It's actually native to China as well, which is interesting because there are a few things like, for example, the dried chilies that we did in the earlier spice video. Yeah, they were actually introduced to China, whereas this is actually native of China. So it's very interesting. Beautiful smell. Also one of the main ingredients in 5 spice. So anybody who's eaten 5 spice before, it has a lot of star anise in it. Mark's going to give you the medicinal breakdown to it, because this is also very like important in traditional Chinese medicine as well.
All right, guys. Hey, good to see you. So today we're going to talk about Bājiǎo huīxiāng. So Bājiǎo huīxiāng, or star anise, is a major spice that's used in Chinese cuisine. It's also used in Chinese herbal medicine as well, commonly in formulas that are warming, because it enters the channels of the liver, the kidney, the spleen, pancreas, and the stomach. And it's acrid and warming in nature. So it's going to tend to warm you up and assist in things like sweating, right? It tonifies yang. It tends to enter the middle and the lower jiao and warms the area and disperses cold and stops pain associated with cold. As it moves into that area and assists that, it can also assist in digestion, right? What happens is star anise can be used for things like abdominal pain due to cold. It can also be used to warm the low back. If somebody is cold in the low back or back pain due to weakness of the kidneys. Very similar to another spice we talked about recently, cinnamon, right? However, it helps to harmonize digestion in this sense and treat bloating, abdominal distension, nausea, and vomiting. So it focuses a little more on digestion than the cinnamon did. It can help to harmonize digestion. It can help to stop pain associated with cold in the stomach, or even in the middle jiao and the liver, where it's being affected. But then also, if you have cold, say, in the intestines, star anise is really good at moving into the lower and the middle jiao or middle and lower jiao to warm and disperse cold and stop pain. It's also used sometimes if you have cold that's affected the spleen and you get a lot of sinking and the body isn't holding things up, because spleen qi, spleen yang, is supposed to hold things up in the body, right? So a lot of times you can get weakness in the flesh. You can get basically things dropping in the body, right? So when you get internal organs that are kind of dropping, not holding themselves up, they lose tonicity, right? This is a spleen deficiency symptom. So star anise also treats herniation due to spleen deficiency. So this is another thing that you can use in people who tend to have herniation due to that, because the flesh isn't as strong to hold together. So hernias can tend to occur. This can be used for people who have been convalescing for many years over a long, prolonged sickness or poor health, or even elderly people who, as they get older, they're not exercising enough, they're not moving out, and they tend to get herniations from that, right? So this is a really good spice to use. Look out at many of our recipes. You'll see it used commonly as a background spice because it adds a very nice warming quality to the food, and it really helps to warm the body and keep it warm throughout colder months. And in Sichuan, even though we think of it as more south in China, it still can get pretty cold in the wintertime, right? So, all right, we'll see you on the next one.
So again, this spice is really common. Any Chinese supermarket, actually a lot of just regular supermarkets I've noticed in the West will sell star anise. If you live in one of the bigger cities like New York or Sydney or like that, quite often you have traditional Chinese medicine shops there. So actually what I like to do is I like to go there and like buy my star anise from there, because they tend to have, like generally speaking, they have a higher quality, a higher grade of it. So it just enhances the food so much more. So if it's not possible, you can just get it at a Chinese supermarket. But if you're lucky enough and you do have a traditional Chinese medicine store near you, then I would suggest going there and buying it because the quality will be a lot higher. So everybody, that is this week's Shangliao. Okay, it is Bājiǎo, which is star anise, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spice. Go out there and buy some Bājiǎo.